So for today's Conscious Parenting Live, I've got 3 tips for a less stressful Christmas. Now, these tips are not really about how to do the best turkey or nut roast. These tips are very much about, a lot of it are about what's inside of you, how you view things, changing your mindset and how you view things to have more freedom. So let's dive into them. So I'll tell you what the 3 tips are, and then I'm going to go tell you some Christmas stories. So the first one, I've got my notes here. The first one is do it your way. And I'm going to talk a bit more into that. Number 1, do it your way. Number 2, give them what they truly want. And number 3, have a plan, but hold it lightly. Now that is self-explanatory, really, I suppose. So number 1, do it your way. So I'll tell you a little story of a woman that I met years ago when I was doing a counselling course, and she had a little child, and that's the wrong story. That's the wrong story. That's the give them what they truly want. Hang on, I'll park that one. Do it your way is a real gift from my son. Okay, so our first child isn't with us, and after he passed, we had our first Christmas not long after, and on Christmas Day we went and did what was expected of us, to go and be with family when we really wanted to be at home, when we really wanted to just be on our own and have no pressure, no expectations, and do a lot of crying, to be honest, because it was only like 6 weeks after he died that was our first Christmas. But instead of doing doing it our way, we went and spent time with family and kind of regretted that. However, at the time, we were like, oh, that was so awful. Just not because our family are awful, our family are lovely, but it wasn't what we needed at the time, and it wasn't what we wanted. So, and since then, the gift from our son Buena for this is that after that, we went, we're not going to do that again. What we're going to do is we're going to do it our way. And I remember when our daughter was born, our lovely rainbow child was born, and we had our first Christmas, and I watched friends from my NCT group, that's the National Childbirth Trust. Lots of people in the UK go and have support through that organisation. And we met a lovely group of people, and I remember witnessing friends who felt they had to. They just wanted to be at home, but they felt they had to drive to 2 sets of parents, have 2 Christmas dinners, and there was all this stuff, and it wasn't what they wanted to do. They weren't doing it their way, but they felt they had no choice. They were like, well, we have to. And of course, the gift from our son is that he gave us the courage and the strength and the awareness to do it our way. So my question to you is, what does doing it your way look like? Because doing it your way will give you a less stressful Christmas. And that could be having beans on toast for Christmas dinner. Like, what does doing it your way look like? Because, if you need a permission slip to do it your way, I'm giving you one now. To take that, to give yourself that gift of doing it your way. So that was number 1, do it your way. Number 2, give them what they truly want. Right, back to the story I started telling you. I met this lady through a counselling course, and her daughter was like 2, and she'd bought her a new TV. She'd bought her a little scooter. She'd bought her all of these things, and I was like thinking, where are you going to go from there? Like, there's nowhere to go if you try and buy her everything. And it wasn't that it was easy for this lady either. She was a single mum and she pushed the boat out to get all this stuff that, let's face it, we have all been in that position where you buy a child something that comes in a big box and they spend the whole time playing in the box. We have neighbours, we live in a block of flats, and we have neighbours who moved and they put these big boxes from moving, and the kids played for days in the boxes. So, give them what they truly want. So again, a bit of courage to give our children what they truly want. When they're 1 or 2, what they really want is like a box. Now that might bring stuff up for you. That might bring stuff up for you thinking, well, I can't just give them a box. I have to give them the latest this, that, or the other. Otherwise, I'm not being a good parent. But is it what they truly want? Probably not. They will probably be just as happy, probably more happy with the box. So for very littlies, the box is what they truly want. For some, have a think about, what does your child really truly want? What do you truly want as well? So is it time? Is it just some time would be what you truly want? Is it just to sleep for a bit longer? Is it, space? So what are those things that you or your children truly want? And again, that can produce less stress. It can produce less financial pressure if we can actually give what they truly want. And I know there's a flip side, because your child might want some expensive thing that you might not be able to afford, and that can be tricky. That can be tricky when we want to give them something that we can't buy for them. And I remember watching an advert. I think it was an IKEA advert or something. It was an IKEA advert. And they interviewed lots of children and they asked these children what they wanted more than anything. And most of them they all came up with, they just wanted time with their family. They wanted some quality time. They wanted to see their parents and be with their parents and spend time with them. So I think quality time is often what we truly want, time and space. And my third tip for a less stressful Christmas is to have a plan, but hold it lightly. It's okay if things don't go according to plan. It's okay for things not to be perfect. And when we can be open to things going however they're going to go and allow for that, if we can have a plan but hold it lightly, it gives us freedom to be creative, gives us freedom to go with the flow a bit more. And a lovely friend and mentor always use this expression, to have a plan and hold it lightly, and I love it. And in the Conscious Parenting Mastermind, we had a live call last night, and that was one of the big takeaways from that call, was to have a plan but hold it lightly. So I am gifting that to you, and I hope it makes a difference to your mindset and how you will approach Christmas this year. So the 3 tips: do it your way, give them what they truly want, and have a plan but hold it lightly. So I hope you found this really helpful today. If you have, do leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you get more of these conscious parenting lives and the different things that I share on here. So make sure you subscribe as well to this channel. And in the comments, you can also let me know, what would you like to see more of on here in 2024? So I'm going to leave you. I've got my festive tinsel boa here, which I have to say is actually really itchy. So I'll be glad to finish this session. But yeah, wishing you all an amazing festive season, a Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah, because I know it's Hanukkah at the moment, or whatever else that you celebrate during this festive time. Bye.